Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 67 of the Almost Daily Show with your host, Chandler.
And the Dave Picardi.
We're super excited for another episode. We're excited for Monday, and we're just pumped about just living the dream, coining things, making things happen, doing the relationship game, because that's what we're all about. Here we are.
That's right. We actually have a great one today. We've been just talking about it. We're really excited about this episode.
Yeah. Sometimes I think we're excited about every episode every single day.
I think so.
And I'd say like all 67 episodes we've done have been all great.
I don't think great's a big enough term.
Stupendous.
Yeah. I was going to say stupendous, but.
Stupendous.
Oh, I love it. So one of the things that Jan and I really love about relationship marketing in general is we've kind of figured out a niche in life that allows us to be friends with everybody. And it's really exciting for us because we don't really have any competition in business, and we're really able to help everybody and fit into everybody's stuff. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that we can talk to everybody. We can build relationships with everybody. We can practice what we preach and basically be just the centerpiece for the relationship in the entire industry. Because even the term relationship marketing, I've never seen it used until we started talking about it and started building up and started using that momentum. And now I think in the next year or two, we're going to start seeing a lot of people start using it. And it's pretty cool because we're creating a new industry, and we're creating an industry that we can be the catalyst to build up.
That's right. So it's pretty exciting. And if you haven't talked to us yet, definitely reach out. Whether it's just to hear about more relationship marketing concepts, or if you're a business that wants to do some work with us, we're definitely we're put here to help, and we love helping.
Yeah, you know what I like to do? I like it when people go to our website and click the little intercom button, because then we can just have real-time conversations.
That's right. Awesome. That's right. So today's show, branding versus advertising. Let me set it up, Shannon, and you can knock it out of the park on this one. But in one of the forums that we're a part of, shout out to the CrossFit Affiliate Owners Group on Facebook. This is obviously a pretty stacked group. There's like 14,000 people in the thing. So if you're an affiliate and you're not in there, you're kind of missing out. But Mike Jones put up a post yesterday, and Mike is from the UK, and he just attended Ben Bergeron's Affiliate of Excellence seminar. So another side shout out, Ben Bergeron, obviously a leader in the CrossFit world. And I have not been, but I will make it a point to go to one of his Affiliate Excellence courses because I hear nothing but good things about it. But he came up with this comment from it, which is, you can invest in advertising or branding. And, from the show or from the seminar, what he got out of this from Ben was that Brandon's making you gym and everything about it better, which is what I love about Ben and what he preaches. And advertising is talking to strangers. And in the CrossFit world, advertising doesn't work. And like Ben says, he doesn't know why, it just doesn't. And don't get bogged down in advertising, in competition, in sponsored and boosted posts. Just be the best that you can be, continuously develop, and give your members everything. So one of the things Chan and I were talking about is that's the perception in our world, right? In our gym business world is be excellent in your gym. And I think this is what a lot of gyms have missed as the industry grew so fast, is deliver excellence, have an experience like no other, and you'll grow from that. But what's missing is you can bridge the gap between having an unbelievable gym community, client experience, and advertising and marketing. And that's what Chan and I have worked on with relationship marketing. What do you think, Chan?
Yeah, when you think about the difference between branding and advertising, what it really comes down to is they both fall under the roof of marketing, and they're both necessary at certain points in the journey in order to build awareness and to get people to come in your facility. But for us, I think branding is one of the most important things we can possibly do as business owners in order to build what we always talk about, the culture and the identity and the perception around what you're doing, and to get people excited, to build raving fans, and to get to the point to where people know who you are, they identify you quickly, and you're the place that they want to be at. You're like the bee's knees. You're the exciting business that everybody wants to go to because they know your brand, they recognize your brand. And that's the big difference. What happens with affiliate owners, I think most of the time, is they think, oh, I just have to advertise on Facebook and I just have to advertise all over the place. And then I'll just bring people in who will sign up for my service. It's that easy. And then what they realize and find out is, yeah, it generates people to come in, but most of the people don't sign up. They don't stick around. And then you end up in this revolving door, and you have to depend on things like challenges and Groupon and all these other programs in order to build your business up and build it up through no amount of awareness. And if you want to build up awareness around the brand and get people excited about you specifically and bring in qualified leads, build your community to a position where they actually care about what you're doing, then you have to focus on branding. And I think the reason affiliate owners don't focus on branding is because it requires a long-term plan. It requires a little bit of knowledge of who you are, who your business is, what your culture looks like, and where you're taking it. And then it's just hard. It's not as easy as emailing someone and saying, hey, please run this challenge for me. It takes really fundamentally learning, understanding, and developing the concept behind why you're even doing this. Why should people care about you? And how do you continuously tell that story over time? It's not something that's easy. And I think a lot of people get stuck because they don't necessarily know what they're doing.
Well, it's hard to quantify. I think so. Here's what we always hear from people when they're looking for marketing services. How do I quantify this? Is it organic reach? Is it engagement? Like they're looking for, like, I spent $1, and how do I show that the dollar was worth something? Where was my return on investment? Creating excellence in your gym and having a client experience that's out of this world. How do you quantify that? Right? I mean, it's simple, right? It's all the same thing. And what we're talking about here is, and this is where another shout out back to him, because he's, like I say, he's done such a good job. But, Ben Bergeron's Business of Excellence, it's all built around delivering an exceptional product to your clients. So now marketing, what it should be is, how do you communicate that? How do you harness that excellence and then communicate it out to your existing clients to show them what's going on, and old clients and new clients? How do you then market that business of excellence? How do you put your story together around that business of excellence? And that's the hardest part. It does take a little bit more work, but I think that people's main problem is one, they don't know how to do it, but two, they can't quantify it. They can't show, I spent $1,000 on it, where's my return on investment? That's why they chase down the crappy advertising and crappy leads. And, you might have 100 crappy leads and you close 5, but you can quantify it.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem. Everybody says, oh, well, if you run something, you have to be able to quantify it immediately. And what's my ROI on this? And when you look at it, it's, what's the ROI of the most important thing to you, your business? I mean, what is the ROI of the success and failure of this thing actually functioning and people caring about it, or people actually wanting to work with you, or people even looking at you on the internet or paying attention to you in workshops and all of that? And if your whole life is devoted around cost per click and all these little metrics, all you're going to do is chase the cost per click over and over and over and over again, because you're just going to create crappy little landing pages that have text that's going to trick people into filling something out real quick. You're going to have to adjust Facebook ads all the time to trick people to click that. And I think if you get too devoted on the numbers, which numbers are important, but if you're only focused on the numbers right at first, all you're going to do is put yourself into a position to where you continuously have to trick the consumer, and you never actually build your brand. And that's why what I think Ben's talking about is, like, advertising doesn't work. And the reason he's saying it doesn't work is because that's what affiliates do. How can I get this cost per click down? How can I find the next flavor of the week? Oh, it's Facebook advertising right now. Okay, who's doing it? Oh, everybody, because they're advertisers are dozens.
And their grandmothers. Everybody and their grandmothers.
Yeah, exactly. And so then it's, oh, well, okay, I found these people, but they keep bringing people in, but it gets harder and harder over time. Why? Well, it's because you didn't focus on the long-term plan of building your brand and building excellence around your brand and building your brand into a position to where it's a powerhouse and people recognize it immediately when they see something about it. And if you focus on building that brand over time, when you do start to pull advertising in, when you do start to retarget videos and retarget people who've been into your website, they're familiar with you immediately. You don't have to do stupid things at the beginning of the video where you see on Facebook where they go like this, hey, and you have to trick them into like stopping to click.
Got me.
Because they don't know who you are. All you have to do is...
You got me, Chan.
Yeah, I tricked you. So all you have to do is just show up on the camera and talk to them because they've seen you before. They're familiar with you. They care about you. They recognize the excellence in your brand. Your members see it. They share it. Any of your other clients see it. They share it. Your former clients pay attention to it. And that's how you build that excellence around your brand. You build people who actually care about the story you're telling, not tricking people by advertising.
Yeah. And it's so like, cause I'm reading that quote in the affiliate forum and I'm like, yes, like, so it's true. And this is where back in the day, Greg Glassman told us, it's not about, you don't want to market or advertise. You just want to deliver excellence. And so it's true. But here's like the catch to it is, how do you communicate your culture and your brand? That's relationship marketing. It's not advertising. It's not traditional marketing. It's you still need to understand the game and you need to understand how to harness this special thing that you're creating and get people to pay attention to it. And understanding that, like where are we at in the with all the algorithms in Facebook? If you're not paying for boosting, what's going on in the Facebook world right now, Chan?
Yeah, so you have to pay attention to this at the same time. And this is why your branding and advertising is often mixed and has to become like into itself. And one thing that irritates me more than anything sometimes is when people say, don't click the boost button and they don't put any context behind it. You can essentially set that boost button up to have audiences specifically targeted and catered to who you want to push to. And we've said in these conferences with people who are supposed Facebook advertising experts who didn't understand how the boost button worked. And if you set this up in a way that's simple, the audiences are already there and developed and built, and you do click the boost button, you have everything you need right there. And it creates a time-saving opportunity for the small business owner to be able to just click that and know that everything's already been set up in the back end for them. And so what you have to do because of the Facebook algorithm is you have to look at a couple of things with business owners. Number one, they don't know what they're doing usually on it. And number two, they don't have time to actually do it. So you have to set it up in the back end for them and make it so they just have to click a simple button to operate it. Then when they post on their timeline, especially on their Facebook pages, they're going to get almost zero organic reach. And so what we have to do to combat that is we have to create a viral aspect around it. So we have to get people sharing your content. So all your staff needs to be sharing and commenting. If your members see it or it relates to them, they need to be tagged in it. They need to share it. It needs to go into your groups. And once we create that viral aspect, it starts understanding who's going to watch it. And then it pushes it to those specific people. Then after we've done this for a while and we're ready to move into a paid advertising or paid, I would almost call this paid branding. That's when we start promoting paid branding. That's when we start promoting our videos. We start promoting our pictures. They don't include a call to action. They don't include stupid text to trick people. They don't send you to a landing page to trick someone. All it does is provide valuable information. You're giving more than you're asking for, and you're not asking for anything. Then when you're ready, you retarget everything and you do ask for something. And that's how you build brand up over time. And that's how you build that brand to a level to where it essentially matters in the consumer's eyes. And then it's not about tricks. It's about branding plus paid branding.
That's right. So what we're talking about here is, all right, this is what I love about what we do, Chan, is we get to talk through it all the time and come up with great examples. But what we do is that boost button is culture boosting, not advertisement boosting. There's a big difference. Big difference. That's so cool. So let me give you, I want to respond to that because I want to tell you a quick story about the coffee shop, my favorite place.
Yeah, that is a good coffee shop. I remember going there, Kathmandu.
So
I think one good point is to clarify what the boost button actually is. It's a button. But on the back end in your business manager, if you know what you're doing, you can set up a lookalike audience, a specific target audience, save that audience to whatever you want to save it to, create the dynamics you want to create. Then when you go to click that boost button, you can set it up to run for 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, an indefinite amount of time, set it up to where you want it to go to that specific audience and all those things. So it becomes a highly targeted button if you do it in the right way. And I think people don't understand this from the business manager standpoint.
That's right. And that's kind of where our niche came in is we come in with this overall game plan and we help set you up and it's pretty intensive on the front end. But once we get you to a certain point, which is usually like 4, 5, 6 months, that's where I think we have something very unique where we then drop our service pricing down for a maintenance thing so that we can help manage, but we're not doing so much heavy work. But so here's like a support piece to this. So I'm at Kathmandu this morning. I go every day. Local business. I make sure that I give my money to the same person every day so that he is whole as a business owner and lasts forever. So in line, I'm talking to someone I went to high school with, and I haven't seen him since pretty much high school. And we had mutual friends, and I never push anybody to join the gym. I like going to a place like that so that I meet people, have friends, and when I go in, I can communicate without trying to hard sell them on coming in my gym. I learned years ago that I can clear out a coffee shop by walking in if everybody expects me to try to sell them, right? So I'm talking to my old buddy from high school, and he says to me, I watch every single video that you're in online. We've been friends on Facebook for years. He said, I've never missed one of your live videos. I love them. I watch them all the time. So I said, okay, so do you know anybody that comes to the gym? And he said, yeah, actually. And he named off a few people. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, and it's amazing. I love what you're doing. Love the success. And I said, so at what point is it time for me to ask you to come in, right? It's up to you. And he said, it might be almost that time. Give me a little bit longer, right? So no pressure. But here's someone I haven't seen since high school. We are friends on Facebook, and he watches every single time I'm online, which is amazing. It just shows you, right? Like the type of people that follow you, and it's a long-term nurture game. So I already know he's a member. It's just a matter of when he starts.
Yeah, exactly. And that's branding right there. And that's what happens. If you don't focus on tricks, hard sells, and leads right off the bat, you develop the relationship with people where they actually care about you. They actually care about what you do, and they don't see anyone else who matters because like you're the one who's taken the time to actually not ask for anything, but provide an incredible amount of value. And then when the time's right, they essentially ask you. And that's happened to me before. Like we walk into the pizza place and generate a conversation, and people I think don't even watch the show tell me they watched every episode. And then you're just like, that's branding. That's it. That's me building the culture around what I'm doing.
I see what you did there. I see what you did. You insinuated that Mike just wanted to inflate my ego and tell me he watched every episode, but he might not have.
Exactly. Maybe he was being nice to you.
No, he watches every episode.
For sure.
But it doesn't matter. What matters is that he knew what was going on, right? Whether or not he's seen them all or not. The idea is long term, it's about helping people and building relationships. And the bigger your reach is, this is where the boost comes in on Facebook and understanding your strategy and how you actually communicate your brand and culture to the world. If you don't have that down, you're not actually building an audience of people that know who you are and will eventually, hopefully, either come in and purchase your service and be a part of what you offer or recommend a friend of theirs to come to you. If you're not actually actively building that, you're stuck within your own walls, and it gets harder and harder, especially the way social media works.
Yeah, exactly. People don't want to be on social media to be sold. They want to be on social media to get away from it all. They want to be entertained. They want to watch what their friends are doing, and they essentially want to live like the reality TV lifestyle where they can see what everybody's doing because everybody wants to know what everybody's doing, but they use it to get away from all the sales and advertisements and all that stuff that follows them everywhere and now follows them onto social. And if you don't build this branding and you don't build this viral aspect behind your brand, as Facebook pushes more and more into paid advertising, you're going to fall more and more behind, and you're always going to be chasing those leads. And they're even experimenting with something right now where they remove all non-promoted posts from pages out of the newsfeed. So
that's non-boosted posts.
Yeah, non-boosted, promoted, whatever you want to call it, will not be in the newsfeed if this goes well. And then if you don't have the viral aspect behind your brand, and you don't have people following your brand and have it targeted as like see first and excited about it, you are effectively dead unless you put $1,000 plus into your advertising, which you're still.
Well, you're kind of what you're describing is you don't want to miss out, right? The way social media is going and how it's already changed so much. If you're not actively communicating your brand to a target audience that you're building, strategically building through a plan, when it tips on the other side of it, you don't have exposure. You have to start from zero. It doesn't just come overnight. And the only way you can get it faster is to put a lot of money into it. And that's not what gym businesses are set up to do. Right. So I think it's time, right? The call to action is you need a game plan and you need it quickly. And, however you get it, know that that should be something that's on your radar and on your plate to get done.
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't done it, build out your long-term plan for success. Write down, if your brand was a person, who would it be? What would its personality look like? And how would you define the experience inside it? And you need to go further than, oh, we have a great community. Oh, that's cool. Now tell me what your brand is like without using the word community. And it's usually a lot of people are stuck because everybody says, oh, we have the best coaches, especially in like the sport. We have the best coaches, we have the best community, and we have the best whatever training. And so guess what? Everybody's saying that. So how do you create differentiation in how you're actually different?
But Chan, I'm different.
Yeah,
it's true with me.
Yeah, I'm a snowflake, and I want it to be true.
That's right. That's right. So I think this was a fantastic episode. I'm really glad we jumped on the affiliate forum because it changed our, I guess, direction for the day. And yeah, once again, just because of where it came from, another shout out, Ben Bergeron, Business of Excellence. Thank you for inspiring this show.
Yeah, good times. Remember, if you guys have questions for us, as always, post them in the comments or shoot us an email. And that's all she wrote. That's the end of the show. We're going to sign out now. It's been fun with you.
It's been real.
And real fun.
Let's do this again sometime.
Oh, yeah. You always show me a great time.
Faux show.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you guys.
Later.
See ya.